Brother and sister, let me tell you a true story and listen close, because this ain't a fairy tale and it ain't one of those cute Sunday school illustration folks recycle when they run out of real substance. This happened in the raw, unfiltered world with real temptation, real pressure, and a real man who had every reason, every excuse to fold like wet cardboard. A Muslim cab driver in Boston, bone tired, eyes burning, hands cramped from gripping the steering wheel for 12 hours straight, back stiff like a barn door in December, the kind of tired where your bones feel hollow and your patience is hanging by a thread. He finally pulls over at the end of his shift. It's late, city lights buzzing like hornets, trash cans rattling in the wind. You can almost taste exhaustion in the air. He looks in the back seat and finds a bag. Not a grocery bag, not a diaper bag, a heavy bag, a bag with weight to it, the kind of weight that makes your heartbeat change tempo before your mind catches up. He unzips it, and brother, he freezes. $187,000 cash. Neat stacks, crisp bills staring him in the face like a wolf with its jaw open, daring him to stretch his hand toward it. And right here, this is the part most people lie about. Most folks would have kept it. Don't pretend, don't get holy all of a sudden. Most people would have said, Allah has blessed me today. This is my breakthrough. Nobody's going to know. I've suffered enough. I deserve this. And especially a man behind the wheel for 12-hour shifts. A man scraping pennies like crumbs off a table. A man whose kids probably sleep 3 to a room and whose fridge has got more empty space than food. A man who ain't taken his family on a real vacation in years. Brother, $187,000 could rewrite a whole life. He could wipe every deck clean, move his wife out of that cramped apartment with walls so thin you can hear the neighbors argue, give his kids a yard, real grass, real sky, not concrete and sirens, buy a car that don't cough smoke like an old tractor climbing a mountain road, breathe without feeling the world sitting on his chest like a cinder block. You tell me 90% of people wouldn't have pocketed that money? They absolutely would have, and they would have slept fine, at least for a little while. But this man, this Muslim man, he carried something in his chest that most folks don't even recognize anymore. He carried the fear of God. Real fear, not lip service fear, not Instagram bio fear, not I only fear God wrote by somebody who's scared of their own reflection. I'm talking about the kind of fear that keeps your spine straight when temptation comes dressed like a blessing. The kind of fear that turns your heartbeat into a compass pointing towards the hereafter. The kind of fear that whispers, don't trade eternity for a moment. So what does this brother do? He don't peel off a little. He don't tuck the bag underneath the seat. He don't make excuses or build some fantasy where keeping it suddenly becomes halal enough. No. He picks up that bag gently like it's a witness to his character, sets it in the passenger seat, looks temptation in the eye, and drives straight to the police station. Walks in, hands shaking from exhaustion, heart steady from faith, and he puts the money on the counter. The cop looks at him like he's insane, like he's either the world's most honest man or the world's worst criminal. And then he asks him the question that everybody wanted to know. Why did you turn it in? This brother don't give a speech. He don't puff his chest out. He don't look around for applause. He just says 6 simple words, 6 words that could split a mountain in half. My Islam teaches me better than that. Brother and sister, you feel that in your ribs? Because that's the kind of line that puts a lump in a grown man's throat. That's the kind of line that echoes across your soul like a call to prayer drifting through a silent valley. And here's the polarity most of the world tries to ignore. Most people talk about God, but he acted like he believed in one. Most people talk about morals, but morals don't matter until temptation knocks on your door. Most people brag about honesty, but honesty's cheap when you're being honest about the things that you don't want anyway. This was honesty when it hurt. Honesty that costed something. Honesty that demanded sacrifice. That's faith. That's taqwa. That's the difference between wearing religion on your tongue and carrying it in your bones. And let me tell you something that'll shake you awake. A man's true religion is revealed the moment he's given the chance to betray it and refuses. This brother walked away from more cash than he'll probably ever see again. But he walked away with something that nobody can ever steal. A clean heart and a clean soul. A legacy stamped into the pages of his destiny that on that night, in that cab with that temptation staring him down, he chose God over gold. He chose eternity over ease. He chose obedience over opportunity. Now let this be your reminder. When that temptation comes your way, that shortcut, that cheat code, that easy dollar, that private moment where sin feels safe and hid behind closed curtains, remember this man. Remember this test. Remember that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees the choices you make when the dunya thinks nobody's watching. Because sometimes the road to paradise ain't built by the things you chase, but by the things you walk away from. And sometimes the strongest man in the room is the one who has 1,000 reasons to take the wrong thing and still chooses the right thing. Brother and sister, your test is coming. Maybe not with a bag of money. Maybe with a DM, a deal, an escape, a desire, a door cracked open just wide enough for your knives to crawl through. But when that moment hits, stand like that brother stood. Choose God over gold. Choose the hereafter over the here and now, and walk away with your soul still shining. Because that's the kind of choice that echoes in this life and roars in the next. And that's all I got to say about it.